Hey guys, welcome back to this first drive episode of Yugo Tube. You're gonna want to stay tuned. Yeah, that's right. It doesn't start right now. So this car does not weigh a whole lot, just a little bit over 1,800 pounds. So it's fairly easy to push in and out of the garage. Usually on flat surface, it's okay. But when you're overweight and getting old and just had supper and add about 3 or 4 more excuses in there, it just sucks. Not to mention she's humid. Anyways, as you may or may not be aware, we put a new fuel pump on this car. We've rebuilt the carburetor. We now have a new sending unit and filler neck hose. And when it would start, we were running it off of a jerry can. So now we've got to get the gas tank with the new sending unit up underneath the car and get everything all reconnected, get some fuel in it, and get this thing started so we can take it for a drive. Let's go. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get these fuel lines, these makeshift ones that we had on there, take them off. We've got our sending unit wires here, and I know which one goes where because the red one was in the rear, red, rear, RR. And this one goes in the front, of course. And that's gonna be a little bit tricky because we're gonna have to have our lines connected here, plug this in, and then get it up into place. Well, let me show you. And then we've got to get this filler neck shoved up inside this hole here. And at the same time, try and reconnect it to the filler pipe that goes out through the outside fender. So watch me struggle. So I thought we'd be able to fish that up through there with this rubber filler neck piece on here, but no. I think we're gonna have to do that from inside and figure out how we're gonna tighten that clamp once we get it up in there. She's a tight fit. We did take that down like so. I got that. So can we connect this on here now? Should be able to, right? Red on rear. And black on whatever. And then we get this tube here, the vent. Yeah, right. That goes up in there. And it's missing a clamp. Where'd the clamp go for that? Well, what the? I don't know. Take that off the tank, fish it through this way and get it back on the tank. That's going to be fun. Because that's got that little piece of flat. That's, oh. Yeah. Let's move you out of the way again. Let's bring you down here like so. Let's disconnect you. Bring you around like that. It's got a clamp on it. It's just pain. Alright, then we gotta do. We gotta get that in there first. Not a clamp on it. Why don't you just slide off there? Oh. You gotta wait too, I guess. Hose clamps. Get in the way. Every time. Okay. Now, let's shove you right up in there. Up, up, up. And then keep going. Nope. Stop it. Whoever's up there, can you just give that a tug? Nobody's up there. over, please. Quick, get over here. Then, there. Oh my gosh. Pump, pump, pump. Now the car's too tall, I can't see. Okay, wire. Red under and black under. That way? No. That way? Yeah. Alright, and this is the fuel. And this one's the return. There. Oh, that's bent. That hose, that vent hose is bent. How come? Can we straighten you out? Up in there. Suffering. That emergency brake cable was supposed to go in or down, swing down bottom. Well, I guess we'll unhook these wires again and we'll pull off the return line and we'll pull off the supply line. Move this out of the way. And we'll take that out. And we figure out why that line there does not want to go any further. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's try this up here. Just like that. Now, go over there, please. And now, take that. Why aren't you going in? You are stubborn. All right. You like that. Yes. Just like that. And then that little collar should slide almost in place. Okay, let's connect those wires again. Red on. Straight. Here. Other one goes on the other one. Supply line. Return line. Almost there. Like so, yep. There we go. We got it. You go over here. And these supposed to clip in there. So figure that out after. That's some pretty hot work. She's binding up a little bit. I think my supply line and my return line are a little long and they're just pushing up against the floor. So I think we're gonna have to trim those a bit. And that should just pop right into place. And the emergency brakes clip into these two little brackets here. So they kind of go in like so, and then this one goes like so. And it's all put together. So anyways, I'm gonna shorten those return lines and supply line. And hopefully when we return, I'll be inside the car where it's really nice and warm. So we've got the tank all secured down below. And all I've got to do is tighten up this hose clamp on the supply line. And I can put the cover back over this little access area and we'll be done under here. And now we did have these wires off several times. This is exactly how it came. Red goes in the rear and the other one was up front. So somewhere amongst all this chaos and confusion, right there we go. There's this little buddy. Snaps into place. Now, we can focus our attention on getting these vents and this filler neck in place because it's going to be so much fun. So I'll do that. I'll let you know how I made out. So as you just saw, messing around in that cavity up there trying to line up all the hoses, I'm missing one. That big, like, I don't know what it was, 3/4 or 1/2 inch hose that goes up and is your vent into the tank. I can't find it in the cavity. Why? Well, because when I was stuffing it in the little hole, trying to line it up, it went down the rocker panel, the inner part of the rocker panel. So we've got to get in there and try and fish it out back up into the cavity. Let me show you what I mean. So this is the filler neck, and then this little line right here vents to the atmosphere. And then there was that one that was way up in there above this that had the little collar on it that goes through the body. Well, it accidentally went down through this cavity in here. So I've got to try and snake it out of there and back up here. Problem is when I'm inside that cavity upstairs, I can't reach it. I can't find it. So I guess we're going cavity diving. Like, yeah. Yep, that's what we're doing. So after about an hour and a half of cursing and swearing and removing the gas tank another time, I did manage to get this hose plumbed back in the spot that it was supposed to be. Our filler neck from a 2004 Tahoe is doing the trick. It doesn't seem to want to fit really good at the bottom, but I think I've got it on there. I couldn't pull it off. And we do need a grommet to go into the side of the body here to keep the weather out. Other than that, we're ready to put some fuel in this thing and try and get it started. Now, knowing that we do have an intermittent issue with the ignition switch, I don't know how that's going to fare. But as soon as we get it started on the key, maybe we'll end up jumping it like we did before. We're going to run this thing down to the gas station and top it up. Now, I've only got about a gallon of fuel left in that jug. I'm just not sure if it's enough for the fuel pickup and to fill the lines and all that stuff. So we're not going to take a chance. We're not going to be a wank. We are going to fill the tank. And then we'll get this thing out on the road and see how she handles on 12-year-old weather check tires. In the meantime, I'm going to get cleaned up and we'll be back here in just a second. All right, folks, it's the next day and we do have our gas jug down here. We're going to start pouring this into the car, make sure that it's not going to leak everywhere. And if it doesn't, well, we should be good to go for a ride. I've got the battery on charge. Hopefully that's going to cure the no start problem. And, well, let's see if we can go burn some rubber. Probably not, but we'll try. All right, here we go. Well, we managed to get all 3 gallons in there, and as you can see, there's no drips coming out of the rocker panels or the filler neck where anything was coming out. So, I think it's safe to say, see if it runs under its own power. All right, is she gonna start this time? No, because I forgot to put the battery cable back on. You got a door dinger. That's a good sign. All right. What's that Mortsky always says? Slingshot engaged. So now that we've got it running, I'm just going to give a quick tune on this carburetor and get it so it'll idle properly and adjust the choke on it. We'll take it for a ride. Well guys, we're driving the Yugo. We've made it to 3rd gear, but that's about as far as she wants to go. I'm about to pull over because there's a car coming up behind me. to have any acceleration. But yeah, zero acceleration. I'm barely doing 25, holding up traffic going down the shoulder of the road. So we'll get her. But man, she got no power. I guess I knew that. Well, it wasn't much of a drive, and we still got some work to do on that carburetor. It seems like it's got no accelerator pump, even though I replaced that diaphragm when I rebuilt the carburetor. We're going to do some fine tuning to it, but it's not going to stay in this configuration forever anyway. There's so many vacuum lines and the smog pump. We're going to get rid of all that, and then we're going to do some testing on her. So hope you guys enjoyed that little quick video, getting this thing back together and getting it on its first ride up the highway. Like I said, I know it wasn't much, but at the end of the day, it's just a POS. It's a Yugo. We got some big plans for this car. We've got some a new drivetrain, hopefully, coming for this thing. Whole new, modern, more modern than 1987 smog era crap. Something's going to be probably double or double and a half the horsepower, and maybe even some modern AC. Who knows? We want to be able to drive this thing a little bit and have some fun with it. So don't forget the Car Guy and Six Fan show every Thursday. It alternates between my channel and Grant Tommy, who is straight Six Fan. We'll put his link right up here so you can go check it out and make sure you're subscribed to his channel as well. Thanks for tuning in. Stay focused on the windshield, not the rearview mirror. I love you guys. God bless. Let's do it again real soon.